Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's a wonderful Monday afternoon here, morning or evening, depending where you are. But it's a new week, and we kick it off with another session for Entrepreneur's Life, our new Life Daily podcast that is all about entrepreneurship. And we got another great guest with us here today. This is Ben Tochner. Say hello, Ben.
Hey everyone, I'm super psyched to be here. Thanks, Phil.
My great pleasure. Ben and I met, how many years ago was that? Maybe like 6, 7?
Yeah,
Something
that's
like
a while
this?
back. Yeah, 6 years, I think.
Something like this, right? So we met in
Yeah.
Vienna, and Ben was already an active online marketer. So a lot of my people in my network come from the world of online marketing and online business. But back then, when we met, at least as far as I know, you were a talented online marketer, but not really an entrepreneur yet. That definitely has changed. So
Beginner.
today, I want to dive a little bit into your journey, right? And what you're building, but also why you do what you do, what steps you're taking, the challenges you currently have. So let's dive into all of that. And maybe we can start with a little bit of your journey. I think you're in Dubai now, but what
I am,
happened?
yeah.
What happened before that? How did you get started?
Man, so we were traveling around the world for a while. We actually were nomadic for like 2.5 years, something like that. And we were finally looking for like a home base, someplace to just finally settle down. And we settled in Dubai. Great place to be, good weather for the most part, and nice people, tons of entrepreneurs, and good energy, and great place to be.
And low taxes.
That too.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
You are originally American Israeli, is that right?
Yes, sir. So I was born in the US and then I moved to Israel when I was 12. So I spent
Right.
12 years in the US, 12 in Israel, and then 5 in Vienna, actually.
That's pretty
So
cool.
world citizen by now. Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen quite a bit in this world. What actually made you become an entrepreneur? Why did you want to go through all the hardships of starting your own thing?
I think, since I was young, but it's a passion for just building things, for building things and fulfilling potential. When it's not necessarily that at a job I couldn't do it or at a different company I couldn't do it, it's just I had very specific things that I wanted to build, and entrepreneurship gave me that freedom to pursue those things and to build those things.
Now, I believe you started your own companies before you started traveling. Is that true? Tell me about the travel lifestyle, the nomadic lifestyle, and having a business. Did you live like this beach thing, the laptop entrepreneurship style, or what was it?
Well, yeah. So I started a company, Yex Aesthetics. So that was an agency. And I started that in Vienna when I was living there full time. And that started when I was an MBA student, actually. And then when we decided to leave Vienna, we didn't exactly plan on being nomadic. We were kind of like looking for the next place to live. And on the one hand, yeah, we did have a lot of that like beach lifestyle, also Dubai. That was one of the places we checked out. Um, but yeah, also, I mean, the most important thing was always high speed internet, good apartments, and yeah, that's how it was.
Cool. So you started off as an agency, servicing other people, helping them out with their online marketing, right? And
Yeah.
I think you then fell in love with one specific niche, right? Which I think is a very smart thing to do. And I've had a couple of the podcast guests talk about this, like work in a certain area, become really good at it, and then take that, understand who you can service with that, and take a next step as an agency or a service provider in one way. That was what you did. But it led to actually founding another company that is more into tech and the SaaS business too, right? Tell us why you did that move, and then we'll speak about what you actually do there.
So the agency was focused on B2B marketing. And our specialty was just helping big companies find decision makers of other big companies that were just hard to reach. And actually, through you, but we far back, we did some presentation at some like medical aesthetics convention.
Oh, I
And
remember.
from
Yes.
there, yeah, I was approached by a doctor that does penis enlargement surgeries. And this guy,
Okay.
this is a plastic surgeon. It's legit. It's legit.
So why?
But
Okay, 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 okay. Why you were? Why was it you who was approached for penis enlargement?
because at that convention, you and I were talking about how to find, hard to reach people and how to communicate to them also through channels that weren't necessarily so straightforward, like Facebook or Google. Just
Right.
finding harder to reach people and also circumventing, different regulations. So Google not allowing or Facebook not allowing this advertising.
Right.
And he just came to me and he's like, listen, let's give it a shot. I wasn't super confident about it. I didn't do anything in the medical niche, but I researched it and we just blew it up. It went really, really well. And then I figured, just, from his friends, from other clinics, and it's a real starving market.
Hmm.
And specifically in the DACH region, actually, in Germany, Switzerland, Austria. And I was there at the time. And then I figured also, all the gurus and you and other people were telling me, listen, you got to niche down. And that's what I did. And started working only in the medical aesthetics industry.
Very
And we
interesting.
did,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So niching down, you found something that where basically your skills met a need in the market, right? And
yeah,
and I guess you don't only promote penis enlargements now. You work with aesthetics, right? So with the beauty niche. But when most
yeah,
people talk about the beauty niche, they think about like makeup and stuff like this. This is not exactly your target audience, right? So you went for people who are in a B2B market, kind of. Or explain
well,
more how it
it's
works
it's
and why this is
B2C.
different.
Yeah. Well, it's mostly B2C. So
Mhm.
it's mostly just doctor to patient.
Right.
And, there's a wide array of different types of patients. So you have 20-year-olds, right, getting lip injections and things like that. And you have, 65, 70-year-olds also getting some anti-aging treatments and things like that. So we just focus. It's still a fairly large niche because there's a lot in it. There are many subcategories in the niche. But yeah, we work with clinics, with medical aesthetics clinics, with plastic surgeons, dermatologists, and everything in that medical aesthetics industry. So yeah, medical beauty, essentially.
Medical beauty, cool. And so, but did I get that right? That so you do obviously still service this market, but I think last time we spoke, you also focused on building actually a tech-enabled platform that
Yeah.
helps this audience. So tell me a little bit about what you do there, and then I'm interested about why you moved from an agency business model to that new model. But let me first understand what it actually is that you're doing now with the new platform.
Okay, so basically, over the last 2 years or something that we were working with the penis guy, we had to patch together a bunch of different tools just to make it work. To get it done, to get patients, to communicate with these patients, and to convert strangers into "I want to make my penis bigger." you know, um, yeah,
Sorry,
simple as
it's
that.
very, maybe it's just me, but it's very hard to have a serious conversation speaking about dicks all the time. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Keep
and you
going.
should see the whole menu too. It's like penis enlargement, thickening, the whole thing. It's a big thing.
It's definitely a big thing once you have helped those people. I see that. Okay, excuse me.
Yeah.
Please keep going.
So yeah, we were patching a bunch of tools all together, and we just started developing different solutions to fulfill our needs essentially, and the needs of the doctors. So it
Right.
wasn't just this penis guy anymore, but others that had other sets of problems that needed solutions. And eventually we started seeing the potential of this product in helping tons of other clinics in the same industry facing the same problems. And my team and I, we decided to focus specifically on that. And that's actually for two reasons. One of them is it's more scalable, or at least theoretically it is, right? Software should be more scalable than a service based agency model. But it was also about that passion, the passion to create this product that is so much needed in the world. It's like really fulfilling my destiny in a way. That's how it feels.
Cool. That's great. So it's scalability, the reason why you moved to a software model. Okay. And
Yeah.
I guess it's also something that has a bigger, well, asset value in a way, right? I mean, entrepreneurship is about fulfilling your mission, and if this is an area you're passionate about, then that's
Mhm.
amazing, and you want to create more impact. But also, I guess if you own a platform, it potentially could be worth a lot more than an agency or a service-based business. Obviously, it depends on how you
That
build
too.
it, but in theory, that's probably a thing, and it may be also easier to exit. Is that something you're looking into in the future?
Definitely. Yeah. So we have, a lot of things down our road, but right now we're at this stage where we're just still building out our team, getting a stronger team behind the product to keep on developing and supporting our clients. And eventually, yes, we're looking at towards the end of this year, actually raising money and going big, going
Cool.
after the big guys.
That's good. So tell me a little bit about the challenges you have there. So obviously you have big goals. I know you as a very motivated guy, right? You wanna build something substantial here. So what's the biggest challenges that you currently face in the phase that you're at right now?
The biggest challenge by far is just the unpredictable challenges, I guess. Just things that I didn't anticipate going into sauce. So we just mentioned, scalability and profitability and all that. But the challenge right now, for me at least, is with tech, and especially because I'm essentially unexperienced or I'm new in sauce and in building sauce. Support costs a lot of money. Developers costs a lot of money, and then with our growth, we also have increased costs often. So that's my biggest challenge so far, just navigating through this new space and learning how to become proficient in it in a way that I can become a lot more profitable and systemize our processes so that we can eventually become that scalable product.
How do you approach this? Are you more of a reader? Are you somebody who seeks help from other people? Do you just try it out, fail fast, and learn from that? What's your approach?
Man. Yeah, I definitely fail and learn. But yeah, I should seek a lot more help from people. I believe in a lot of win-win synergies, creating a lot of different partnerships that are mutually beneficial. So I try to do that as much as possible, learn from others that are more experienced than me in specific areas, and also provide value where I can. And yeah, but for the most part, it's definitely, and I think that it's necessary to actually fail to experience these things. And where you can take shortcuts by learning from other people's failures and avoiding them yourself, that's of course the best thing that you can do. So working on that.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, this is one of the reasons why we're having this podcast here, because I hope that by also challenging people to share more about their failures, right? Make sure that other
Hell
people don't
yeah.
have to go through these failures. So I think that's one of the most important things, actually, as an entrepreneur, right? To learn from
Yeah,
other people's failures. And I hope I'm doing a service to the industry here, sharing a little bit about
I
that.
think you
Let's go.
are.
Let's go. Thank you. Let's go the other way as well. So.
Okay.
You are an entrepreneur. You have done quite a couple steps here, but I think you still have a very long journey ahead of you as well, right? What would you consider some of your biggest wins so far?
My biggest wins are the massive differences that you make in people's lives. Even when, people often get caught up in different numbers, these KPIs, like 100
Right.
active users, 1,000 active users, or things like that. But they lose focus often on huge differences that you're making in people's lives in terms of our team members and them supporting their families, and just feeding so many people with what we do, and helping with our product so many clinics that also give patients a much better experience and help them also. It's not only about the patients that seek these treatments. It's not only about also just like improving beauty, but it's also about fighting a lot of their insecurities and giving them a better platform, and just a welcoming, home where they can, deal with these things. And yeah, I think those are the biggest wins. Just really providing uh, a lot of value to people, and making a big difference in people's lives.
Definitely. I think this is one of the most beautiful things as an entrepreneur. If you follow your passion, if you have a vision and you see that materialize and what a difference it can make in people, that's absolutely amazing. I have another question, but this is a live show and something is ringing in the back.
Yeah,
So give me 5 seconds and I'll switch this off. I apologize.
sure.
Wow. So finally people see that this is an actual bar in the studio here and we
It
are
looks
doing
a
this
bit like
live. We
background.
are we
Yeah,
are doing this live. No, it's a proper setup.
nice
Unless
place. It's a
something
nice
unless
space.
something is ringing in the background. Okay, sorry for that. But actually that's a maybe a good lead into my next question, which is about the daily life that you have there. So you share that you have moved to Dubai, you have settled there, you went there with your girlfriend, wife, as much as
My
I
wife
know.
now. Yeah.
Your wife, congratulations on that.
Thank
um
you. Thank you.
and obviously living in a new place, in not a new relationship, but well, maybe starting a family and all of that. I'm interested in how you live your day. How many days a week do you work? Do you have like a morning routine? How do you do that?
So also another challenge is separating between your private life and your work life when you're an entrepreneur, and when you're building things, and when you have so much responsibility, and team and things like that. But one thing I actually learned from living in Vienna all this time, Austrians really do that well, the separation of the work life and just their personal life. And that's something that I try to do. So typically in the morning, I like to take time to myself to just clear my head, and before I start my crazy day, and putting out fires, and going through my never-ending task list, and also having a clear cutoff period in the evening where I turn off notifications. I have my emergency line where people can contact me through emergencies, but other than that, I'm just cutting off, disconnecting, and just spending time with my wife and friends, and preferably also out in nature. We sit at home all day, and it's good to get some sun, to get some good fresh air, and get some steps.
That's very true. That's very true. I'm not sure how good Austrians are in actually disconnecting work and private life, but maybe better than most people in Dubai. Who knows? Yeah, but it's true. I think it is very important to actually have sometimes in the day where you take time for something else than work. Like be it in the mornings, having a morning routine or whatever it is. Or for me, like after my live podcast, what I do is I go back home and I cook for the family, right? And then the
Oh,
kids
that's
are
awesome.
around, and there is no way I can think about work because it's crazy, right? And that's good because it really gets you in a different rhythm. And I've lived through different times in my entrepreneurial life as well, where I've worked like over 100 hours a week, and it really almost burnt me out. So yeah, I guess you get to appreciate that there is times where you have to hustle hard, but you also have to have, I don't know if it's a balance, but some
You have to
oscillation,
play
some
hard
different.
also. Yeah.
Well, work hard, play hard, but don't forget that sleep, right? Well, I'm really bad with that. How much do you sleep each night?
Uh, um, Man, I don't know. I don't even know if to say, like, compared to others, if it's a lot, or I mean, I guess I try to get my 7 hours per night. But yeah, usually around that 7 hours.
Yeah, don't sleep too little. Otherwise, you need a lot of these aesthetics surgeries and all of that, right? I'm
Yeah, and I
not
mean,
sure.
you're a parent.
Was
So
that?
I imagine also with kids, it'll be a little bit harder to sleep.
Oh yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, but it's still possible. I mean, that's one of the beauties of being an entrepreneur. That at least in theory, you can actually, well, juggle the things, right, and
and manage
have
your time.
manage your time in a way. Exactly. Right. Well, talking about time, this was over 20 minutes already. So we're actually at the end of our podcast
Time
session
flies.
here. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ben. That was great. Well,
This
have a
was
wonderful
great.
time in Dubai. And
Thank you. Thank
yeah, thank you
you.
very much for joining us here today.
And thank you. And see you in Vienna in like a month and a half.
I'm very much looking forward to that. That's great. All right. Well, everybody who
Um,
is watching this live now or maybe a replay later on, thank you so much for tuning in. It's a great pleasure having you here. Of course, please follow my channels. You'll find this live stream on most of my private channels. So follow if you want to see more entrepreneurs talk about their challenges, their wins, their successes. And I think it's a great opportunity for learn how they do it and maybe apply um, whatever makes sense to you to your own life. So again, thank you very much, Ben, for sharing about your life, and thanks for tuning in
thank you.
for Entrepreneur's Life.
See you next time. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you. Cheers.